And you got to think of things like utilities. You got to think of insurance. You got to think of all of the pieces and parts that go with that responsibility of having that space and understanding the financial components of it all. It's a great exercise for you individually to understand that, so that as you get older and grow into your own spaces, that you have that understanding under your belt. But it also helps us in figuring out how to budget and things like that when there's a little better known in it all. But I think you're on the right track. I'm excited for you. I hope to see more of these ideas coming forward, and ready to help you where we can.
Thank you. Thanks, John, for being here. I appreciate your leadership.
I just want to thank all y'all too. Really appreciate the effort that you made in developing this plan, and know that you're welcome to any of our work sessions, obviously, and council meetings. But we look forward to working with y'all in developing your plan, and specifically ideas that y'all have for retaining our youth in Anniston, having folks come back. We really do appreciate what y'all are doing, and know that we're very interested in what you have to say. Thank you.
And that's a lovely shirt, I must say.
The OG shirt. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you guys. We appreciate your time. And the good news is, guys, the money was budgeted beforehand. I didn't tell you that before the presentation. So we are good to go on that. So just to let you know. Yeah. But that's all, guys. Thank you, guys.
What I think the council needs to know, when they looked at that budget, when we budgeted this, and everybody remember that for the travel, that's not what they want. They just say, we want to be impactful within our community. So, there's a budget item in there for the youth council. So they're going to use that to do things in the community. And I think that, because before we couldn't send everybody anyway. But they're saying, let's use these funds to do something that's going to impact our community. I think that's outstanding.
Exactly. Cool.
Okay, next item, Councilman works with routine housekeeping and so on to attend any issues there. Next, we've got evaluation bids for the purchase of up to 9 SUVs for the police department. Any questions or comments or anything there?
It's all budget.
Okay, next, we just take all these and so any issues or questions with these alcohol license applications, each of these will appear on the consent agenda. Any questions or issues with any of those? All right. Folks, I'd like to turn to you for this plan change order. It's essentially water main modification.
Yes.
Water pressure in the building.
Yes, sir. Water pressure was not enough, so the pipe had to be bigger. The water company did what they could to bring this coastal building. The contractor is going to bring it the rest of the way because it would cost us more to have Anniston Water Service to do it. So it's going to be a lot cheaper for us to do it this way. And keep in mind the other day, because Councilman Jenkins mentioned this before, but we just didn't have money. Those air conditioners that sit on top, we were looking at a way of hiding them, but if we hide them the way we were thinking about it, compromise the roof, and we won't have the warranty for the roof. So what we're looking at doing is actually painting all that to look the same as the building. So that's what they're going to do with the air conditioning. So it doesn't look like the out of place. So that's what those change orders are for. And if you keep in mind, that's going to come out of the contingency and reserves from 2023. Not from the new budget that's coming, not from the new budget.
Very good. Any questions or issues as to item 5 then? Before I turn it over to those for the grant writing and federal funding consulting service, I want to let everybody know that we indeed were awarded that TAP grant for improvements at Michael Park, just right at $600,000. So that's a big deal, and evidence that our grant applications are working. And so as this folks goes through item 6 briefly, I would like to consider go ahead and moving these to the consent agenda tonight so that we get these folks as quickly as possible.
Councilman Smith made a good point is with this new grant work we had, because Ciara, of course, became inundated because she just worked for one-person team, so with a family and everything going on, she had to change and she couldn't do it anymore. She's done a great job with the dollar and keeping count. Ciara really got us probably close to a little over $2 million in the time that she did all kinds of things. But we're looking at it from a more holistic point of view with this new grant company. This is a global grant company that can help us do things. And what we're looking at doing not just going and grabbing grants arbitrarily. Actually sit down, they're gonna onboard us, we're gonna have, they can give us a strategy. And what we're looking at doing is saying infrastructure, downtown, the things that we need to concentrate on, that's what they're gonna go at, they're gonna use the entire team to actually put this in place. And I think by doing this, and then we know what we're paying per hour, so we know, so in other words, we're not just saying, Ciara, we're like Ciara did before, Louis did before, we put in, we pay the hourly rate, but we don't get that. These people are hooked in, they're gonna say, this is a good idea, this is what you all should go after, this is what, if you want your infrastructure, this is what we're going after, if you want your housing, looking at, this is what we're going after. And if we do that, I think you're gonna find out this is gonna be better for us, because they got the entire team, and I like the way this has happened already. We've talked to 3 or 4 people already, but once we get them on board, then we'll come at the council and say, these are the primary areas that we're looking at, these are what we're going after before we start paying any hourly rate, but we gotta pay that upfront money to get this done. And I think this is the smartest way to do it, things, because right now, with both of these that we got together, we got a strategy in place that's already working. We've already got contacts within all our National Senator's office, already these are getting us in place. You're gonna find that this is money that's well invested. And I think and for years' time, if it's not where you think it should be, we can always relook this, but I think you're gonna find out. And if I sent all you some little resume from them companies, they're working with people everywhere. In smaller towns than us, they've got millions of dollars because they use the holistic approach to make sure what's best for Anniston. We're looking at our comprehensive plan. This is in line with our comprehensive plan. They're going to go out and find these dollars for us. So that's what we're trying to do in both these events. And I think that if you allow this to happen, you're going to find out this is going to be beneficial to the city. So we don't have to stop with our projects we have now. We can continue to plan, continue to get the funding in place by getting these grants in place. I think these are the ideal places for people to do that.
I really like that aspect of coming up with a grant applying strategy, essentially, so we can micro-target grants that, will probably likely be more successful at getting out. I really like that, and I appreciate those efforts at getting together these folks.
Yeah, my question is, so what are we looking at as far as terms of service? We're looking at as far as are we just going with them and then we're opting out, just say I suggest down the line if we feel that
We can opt out as they're not within the year's time. It's not what you want. The agreement doesn't hold us to anything. Again, we're not held into anything. We can opt out as we choose. But I think if you find out, one of those Peachtree, Georgia, we call Corey, what they're doing in Peachtree, Georgia for them and others, that you're looking at even smaller cities than that, for what they've done. And when you do the research, they've done a great job, and everybody's really satisfied with that. But we're not locked in for 3 years, 1 year. We're not locked in for that. Yeah.
I really like to ask that question, because in case someone decides to change their mind, we don't know what they have in. For years.
We're not locked in. No, we're not locked in.
And I would encourage everybody to get with folks and some of the grants, just to, weigh in on what we think they ought to be looking for. I for one am excited about the possibility of really hooking in with the Department of Agriculture. Because, I think that's an untapped resource that I think this group and then the next item on the agenda can really help us with.
And just like affordable housing, CBG has some good ideas of how this grant will help us with that. But we're talking about some things that we really can do here. But again, everybody's not talking to the grant, right? We've always sit down with staff, we start to talk to council, say these are the primaries, this is what we're doing with it, and that's what they're going to concentrate on. Sometimes we move all over the place. And they also have the efforts that they can actually help us. If we need somebody within the staff to be a grant writer for those smaller grants, they can help with that as well.
In my experience I've written some grants myself. And it's not just writing a grant, there's a lot of work involved in it as far as accountability, reporting, and following through. And so a part of it, I guess staff would be involved from the beginning on, or
Yes, but they can also, as you need oversight, there's also many grants that sometimes will actually, in the part of the grant, that will pay for the oversight. So there's other ways of doing that. So there's ways that we can look at that as well. They do that as well.
Any other issues or questions as to the grant writing agreement? Okay.
And that's pretty much the same one. This is we met here, he was working with Senator Tocqueville's office, but now he's working for a firm in DC, and actually we've already had some conversations, we already got some strategies going on, because you know, they're now soon they can actually make those appropriations again, but you got to make sure you got the right relationships to make this happen. And I think we got people in the right place, having this young man in the right place at the right time already. We've had some conversations with the police department and other things. We've already started some relationship here, and I think this right here is going to benefit us quite a bit as well.
I think, you know, I love folks here may already met Jordan Mills. Yeah. He was so helpful with us when he was with Tocqueville. We've had some good discussions with Tocqueville's office already anyway, and I think we've even got possibilities of some line item appropriations here. This is a well-run DC farm, so I appreciate the efforts there.
And this is not, like I said, if we're not satisfied with that yet, we can cut it. It's already budgeted, so it's something we're going to get, but I think you're going to find out what we invest in is we're going to get far more with just one grant.
And we need more money for what we're looking to do. So, any questions or issues with those? Is everybody okay with moving this on to the consent agenda tonight so these folks will get working? Okay, finally, we've got the Environmental Consulting Services Group, which also is on the consent agenda. It's roughly $35,000, and it's largely will serve as a liaison for ADEM compliance for stormwater. Anything else you'd like to add to that?
Dave?
We're replacing Goodwood Milton Haywood with Spectrum. Sometimes it's just nice to shake up the process, get some new folks in, have them look at our process, and it's kind of evaluate it from a different perspective. Side note, since we have a minute, in stormwater, we had ordered a leaf vacuum machine 9 months ago. We got notification today we will not receive that until January. Therefore, we will be down to 2 leaf vacuum machines for the start of leaf season. So our loose leaf pickup, where some would say is slow, maybe impaired to a larger margin as we start until January. What we would like to do, and Jackson has helped put this out on Facebook, is if you bag your leaves, you can call in and put in a work order. We'll get those within a week, and we're going to do our best to keep up with demand, but we're going to be hampered due to supply chain issues and such. So any help we can get from the citizens would be greatly appreciated.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Good there, giving the unavailability. That's what it's anything for? All right. Go ahead, Steve.
I want to talk about like the cloud and talk about. I think we need to leave more way to do
What's it?
Want to talk about it now? No, we're not.
We good.
Okay. All right, if nothing else, let's stand adjourned. Correct.